there are grants. There is a grant to support the young person. Who is eligible for this grant?
So first, you need to be a youth between the age of 18 to 35 from the coastal region. That is the 6 counties of the coastal region. And then you have to be someone who has an existing business. So existing business means you have a registered business certificate and also a bank account for your business. All right. And then you are not in idea stage. You're not a startup. You're someone who needs acceleration of your idea or passion or craft. And then also you need to have like a plan of what you envision for your business and your revenue. How much are you making per month as an artist? So we have like a range depending on the craft that you are in that we look at when someone gets to apply. And then you need to show us how you are able to accelerate your business in the next 6 months. For us, we track first 6 months, and then we get to now continue monitoring post-grant support. Yeah.
And right now you've said that you're looking at established businesses. You're not from the idea stage.
No, established.
Established. So you're taking a different direction from what was previously done.
Yes, so with the previous cohorts, we were doing a mixture of established and someone who is in the middle stage. It's not an idea you've been implementing, but you're yet to figure out how to do this. So, and then also we had someone who was already established, has everything on track, but I just need one thing to boost what I'm doing. For example, I would say photographer. Most of them, you'd find them hiring lenses from friends or the lights from friends, or someone is struggling to edit their work because they don't have a laptop. So they have to wait if they cannot work outside office. So they have a desktop at work, but once they leave, they're not able to deliver because they're struggling not to have a laptop. So this is someone that once you get to see their journey as an artist, you're able to understand where they are. Because one thing we picked is art doesn't lie. So even if you come to us and tell us you have been established in the industry, there are those basic questions like, what is your revenue? And someone is like, I don't know how much I'm making per month, so this is the wrong person.
Oh,
Like there are those basic questions that you get to ask and they are not able to answer. You get to ask someone, what do you envision your business to look like in the next 2 years? There are some who have a plan. There's someone like, I'll go with the flow. All right. Someone else will be like, okay, so you've been making maybe shoes for a couple of years. So how many pairs of shoes have you sold for like 4 months? They don't have records. So that's when you realize this person needs training to understand how to manage their business. This person is already managing their business, but they are stuck here because of a certain thing, or they don't understand the importance of doing social media marketing to their work. So that's when now we get to understand what is your stage level and what are you doing as an artist. So it's just basic. For us, we look at it as basic information that a lot of people don't know the power of, and that's how we are able to understand which level of an artist is, apart from feeling, because kuna wale wanajaza, because I saw a link from Swahili Pot, I'm a Swahili Pot artist, nimejaza. And then from even the information they are sharing, you can just get to gauge, okay, this is at this level, because there's someone who's detailed and you're not struggling to understand what someone is doing. And then there's someone you can't even form, uni msanii wa kuimba, anaandika, anachora, anafanya nini. Because we always have questions whereby you get to pick which sector are you in. So tumezi break down kapsa, like when you come in as an artist, unasema, mimi ni performing artist. Ama, mimi, I'm from a band. So we make it very specific. All right. Then from there, now we get to ask few questions from the questionnaires that will guide us to understand you more. So from how you respond to those questions, now we are able to say, okay, if this person comes in for an interview session, like what is their level? And then there are people who, when they come in for the info session, we get to understand, okay, wakuwa meelewa nini walikuwa naulizwa kwa the papers. So when they have an one-on-one with person, they get to see, okay, this is the right person. Because also, let's remember the group of youths that we deal with in Mombasa. These are opportunity youths. So not in education, not in training, not in formal engagement or employment. And looking at an artist who got to rely on their art, maybe because they were not able to afford school fees or something, unaweza kuwa they are not able to formulate whatever we are asking them on the questionnaires.
Yeah.
That's why you have our young members that support us when it comes to now the info sessions and the one-on-one sessions, whereby they get now to see the journey of this artist and they get to see, okay, this one works. If trained on 1, 2, 3, tomorrow they can be this.
Okay.
So we just don't throw away everyone. So we are able to understand what level or stage you are in, and we already know by the time you are done with this training, after you pitch, how will your business look like? Because we really need someone to pitch for their work. So it's like deals then after training. So you pitch for your business, you pitch for your craft, for your program, and then someone is able to see, okay, how does your model look like? Is it making money? How is the period of making money? Because you realize there's a sector that is taking a while to make money, and that is the film sector. So someone wants to do a short film. So the process of doing the short film to even getting on stage to maybe perform it, to start now performing it in most of the theater spaces, their journeys takes time. And that's why for us, the 6 months is able to give us a time space to understand their journeys at different levels. There's a difference between someone who's doing a product. For example, I'll give, because we even have inner artists. So most of the inner artists, their struggles has been, they're not able to do bulk orders because one, someone doesn't have a fridge. All right? Or they're not able to do bulk because hina haikai sana. Kama ijakuwa refrigerated, you cannot use it for oil. Ama hana watu wengi wa kumsaidia kufanya hiyo kazi because yeye ndiye akona hiyo craft, but because of the financial struggles, they are not able to employ someone. All right? So they get to train and understand how they can channel this skill to 2 or 3 more people. And then also, how are they able to move from, there are those who do in-house calls, there are those who want their own spaces, there are those who want to be employed.
Okay.
So
you're saying for the artist, so let's say you find an artist who's eligible for the grant, right?
Yeah.
And you say they have a business, it's established, and they need acceleration.
Yes.
Okay. So then you offer the grant. Do you track?
Yes.
Do you track them afterwards to see if they're actually using this funds for the right purpose?
Yes, we do. We have the granting is done in milestones. So we do 2 milestones for the artist.
Okay.
And then now the milestones are determined by your work plan. So the first phase, this is what you said you're going to do.
Yeah.
Okay. You need to report by the end of each month. So for us, by date 5. So let's say for this January, every artist who is through the process will have to give us a report by February date 5. All right. Then we get to see, because apart from the granting, one of the things that we are looking at is changing the livelihoods of creatives. And it's guided by the normal salary threshold of the country. So minimum wage for most people, it's 15,120 shillings per month, all right? So that is someone who's looking for a job. Someone who is self-employed, this is someone running their own business. Minimum payment or minimum money that you're paying yourself, it's 7,500. So for us, we need to see you're making the 7,500 per month. And how do we see it? You said your struggle is A. So from A, how have you been able to get more gigs?
Okay.
How have you been able to do more writings? Because that was what made you not do a lot of work. So we have been able to support you. So how is that support making you have
like how is it improving your income?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we also track their earnings because that is the minimum requirements from the program. And for us also, we got to realize if you do a maths of you're supposed to make 7,500 per month, so you need to know how many shows am I supposed to have per month. Am I going to have shows that give me 1,000 or am I going to have shows that pay me 10,000? Okay. So it's that the value of my work. So you can do kidogo kidogo, and then There's someone who is not able to do a lot. So we have the 500 per day. So we track for 3 months. So you need, we track for 45 days. So 45 days, we need to see you've been able to make 22,500. So when an artist gets to sit down and look at those, they get to understand, do I want to be full-time employed by organization X that deals with artists, or do I want to be a self-employed artist that is able to generate income for myself for 7,500? Or do I need to do basic gigs that will add up to 22,500 for 45 days? So because for 3 months, that is 90 days. So 45, that is half. So you need to work 1.5 months.
Okay.
So that's how we do it.
Taja hapo, mko concerned sana na story ya startup. But there is huyu kiumbe ambaye alianza. For example, pengine alienda miezi 6, ameenda mwaka, and then pungulu pangala pa. Story yake akarudi tena ground zero. Huyu na yeye ana nafasi gani?
Ana nafasi ya, because apart from talent to income, we also have different workshops for different sectors. So utapata, for music, we have something called Soundpot as one of our activities per year in Swahili Pot. So with Soundpot, we do first the workshops, then the performances. So you'll find in each genre, we have a specific target way of doing it if you don't fit into talent to income. So if it's an idea stage, how do we get to grow with you until you are able now to understand the earning, even minus the grant? Because we also track people that have not received the grant. So you'll find that creative was doing so well in business, they just needed to understand how to do their financials. So they get to realize they've been making a lot of money, but they are not able to track it. So once they start to track, now utapata mtu atasema mimi natakata kuwa self-employed kando. I'll focus on my journey because it's already making money for me. And then you'll find there's this artist that they're stuck at kwanza wale wa equipments. That's what we realized with most of the applicants. They're doing so well, but they're stuck between hiring and getting a friend to support, and this friend has a gig and you're losing job. It can be just like a basic, like we are looking at social media influencers. Ukitwa job, you need to have a good camera. A good phone that has a good camera, right? So mimi sina. Rafiki yangu amenipea leo, kesho amenipea, kesho kutwa amenipea. He'll be like, okay, nimekuwa nikusupport sana. So you need to stand on your own. So we figured out that how do we get now to teach this person how to either save this money until to a certain point of time, until they're able now to afford that equipment, and what is the small boost that you can give them for them now to get to transition from hiring from a friend or asking a friend to own in my own, that I can now have my own money that I'm not giving to someone. Because if I hire something, I have to give you back a certain percentage of money. Sindio? Na mimi kwangu utapata, I'll take time for my finances to make sense. Because I'm working hard, but hii pesa nagawana na mtu niliomba kifaa kutoka kwake.
Kuna kijana pale anatusikiliza Taita Taveta Lamu. Yeye na anasaidika vipi? Because programs zinafanyika Swahili Pot Hub. Sijui hapo anasaidika vipi. There may be some online workshops, kwa sababu umetaja kuna hizo workshops ambazo pia wanaweza angalau kufaidika.
So for last year tulikuwa na online classes, but for this year we've introduced online classes and trainings at those counties. So if it's Lamu, we partner with a hub or a heritage space, because we know Kijumwa is one of our strong heritage space in Lamu, and then we get to use their networks to get these youths. And if because something else we also picked is youths are struggling to do day classes, so they are requesting for evening classes. Sabu mchana ndi anapiga hustle, so jioni ndi akona concentration time kidogo. So we also be having the online classes in the evening. So for us, it's from the learnings that we have gotten from this program. We don't just make decision because we feel this is what works. It's a learning process. And I would say if there's one program that has made us learn in the creative sector, is this one from our Challenge Fund for Youth Employment. Because it's the fund that is supporting creatives. And we are moving from creatives complaining we don't have a grant that is supporting us, year iko hapa, but now how do I make use of this grant to be sustainable for the rest of my craft as an artist? So anyone in outcast of Mombasa, and that's why you realize even as Swahili Pot, we are really focusing on having hubs or youth hub networks in those counties. So we already have networks, and right now I would say the strongest network we have is Kwale and Kilifi. And also looking at the case management program, you're now able to reach more youths. So it's not a creatives affairs peke yake. We have collaborated with other programs in Swahili Pot and also the aspect of our youth engagement team to be able to reach people outside Swahili Pot.
All right. Thank you so much, Hailey. Quite an insight on the Talent to Income program that's currently running. Now, somebody might be wondering, how do I join? Are you recruiting? Do you already have a cohort for this year? Are you recruiting? How can they join?
So we'll be recruiting for this year. We're yet to release our 4th cohort.
Okay.
So let them check at our social media, Swahili Pot Hub. We are going to post the link when it's out, but I know by the end of this week or next week, the call out will be out.
All right. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, you know what to do. Nenda pale Swahili Pot Hub Foundation. We have everything that you might be looking for. So usikie kwa nyumba asubuhi mpaka jioni, okay? We're changing the nation one youth at a time. Good morning.
Bye.